So many of you may or may not know. I'd be surprised if many people didn't know who this was, but there's a guy called Hassan Piker, and he is, if not one of the biggest lefty YouTuber, Twitch, uh, politics streamers out there. You know, he's massive. And recently, of course, the DNC is going on, and he was live streaming, and I just can't stress just how stupid it was. And honestly, good on the DNC for throwing this guy out. But they threw him out because during the DNC, you had two people who came from Israel, were talking about that their son had been is still had been kidnapped, still is as far as they know, still being held by Hamas, and Hassan Piker, well, didn't take too kindly to it. Shall we say? You can go watch the live streams out there. There are other people who have done videos on this, but to be honest, he deserved to be thrown out. You know, those two people that were on stage, who knows what kind of stuff, you know, they are going through, hoping that, you know, their son might be still alive at this moment in time. And, you know, you hope, of course, he is still alive. But however, this played out and was part of another larger movement that is going on. And bear in mind, we also saw played out in our recent elections. However, in America, it actually has gained a name, or at least they've given it the name, the Uncommitted movement. So we're going to be talking about the Uncommitted movement and why, quite frankly, it's a really stupid move politically. But before we get more into this, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page, the Buy Me Coffee link where you can, well, buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So, first of all, what is the Uncommitted movement? Well, the Uncommitted movement, very, very similar strain to what we saw during our own local election. Very, very much a lot of people on the left who are like hyper focused on the issue of Palestine and Gaza and what's going on in the Middle East at the moment over that, and basically saying, as far as they are concerned, this is like the number one top issue that politicians need to address. Let me say it very plainly, guys, especially here in the UK, we've been through this. We had the vote. You know, we had the vote, which everyone was sort of pushing for. And when we had it, guess what? Nothing changed. You know? And I understand that, especially in countries like sort of the UK, can really be seen as sort of a sense of powerlessness. And especially realizing the fact that the UK really has no power to stop really what's going on in Gaza. And I think a lot of people really just do not understand that. Do not understand like the powerlessness, or can't seem to accept that they are so powerlessness, even though they keep on protesting about it, super hyper focusing on about it. You've now got, I think, what is it, 6 MPs who are independents who were voted in and won, you know, a vote at the general election on that. As I've said before, well, what happens when you get to, let's say, a ceasefire gets signed tomorrow and this all ends tomorrow, then what? Do they step down as MPs? Do they go and join another political party? We know, for example, that the Green Party has been courting these people, not too surprisingly, but also talks about potentially, is there a Jeremy Corbyn party? Is he creating a new party being formed? But that's UK politics at the moment. We're talking about America at the moment. But this is what the Uncommitted movement is. It is a movement by very, very much sort of people of the American left, maybe we should call them the dumb left, because yes, it is coming from a lot of these people who are like big on the Jimmy Dore train, big on the force the vote campaign, very, very much trying to sort of say, hey, we are uncommitted voters because you will not pick a side when it comes to the Israel-Palestine war. And here's the thing, guys, especially in your election, whoever is president will matter. Because do you think Trump is going to treat the Palestinians well? Do you think he is going to sort of be a better friend to the Palestinians than Harris is? Harris, you may not like everything that she said, but we do know that there has been a lot of, certainly on the Democrat side, a real push to get Netanyahu into signing a peace deal, a peace agreement on this. And they are becoming more and more frustrated. We know Harris is part of that crowd who is becoming more and more frustrated on this. So when you got the choice between, Trump or Harris, you may not fully agree with her, but instantly she is always going to be the 100% better choice. So this whole uncommitted movement saying we are not going to vote, we are denying you our vote, becomes hugely embarrassing the second that the Democrats maybe go and win an election without your vote, because they are saying to especially the Democrats and especially to the Harris campaign that you need our votes. And so far, they haven't really shown the Harris campaign that they do need their votes. And it's going to be a hugely embarrassing moment when you get to the election in November and the uncommitted movement is going to be gnashing and wailing their teeth saying, we are not going to engage with you. We are not going to be a part of you, because that's what happens when you leave these movements. Like the uncommitted movement is saying, don't be a member of the DNC. Don't be a member of the Democrats anymore. Resign as part of that movement. Then guess what? You don't get to have a say in that party anymore. We saw this also play out in our elections as well over this. And yet, has it really helped, the situation going on in Gaza? No. I think there is a lot of people really just underestimating the amount of power that they have when it comes to sort of issues and what they sort of really need to do. And here's the thing, it is an American issue. It is America who can put real big pressure on Israel to sort of end this, to really engage in a peace process. And what they really should be doing is putting pressure by being in the DNC, by being party members, and putting pressure on their congressmen to do something about this. Are they doing that? There are certain sections and people who are doing that, but unfortunately, you've got this type of movement, the uncommitted movement, which is trying to say, you need our votes to win, and we are going to try and make you lose the next election just to prove how much you need us. Meanwhile, you're risking a Trump win, which would have huge, huge consequences, not only, of course, in places like Gaza and the Middle East, but also in Ukraine as well. So I honestly don't know what to say to these people other than this entire movement, again, seems to be really, really dumb. And especially if you want to sort of affect politics and really try and sort of move the needle on these things, it seems a lot more better to actually be in the political party and engaging with them, talking with them, rather than just saying, we ain't going to be part of you anymore. We're moving away from you. But it's bizarre. It is bizarre beyond belief. But there you go. So, as always, let me know what you think down below in the comments. And as always, we'll see you all next time.